might just be the biggest crackdown on Pakistan-based terror groups. The Trump administration in the US is now mulling to extend the immigration ban to Pakistan as well. So it could be the 8th country there.
Oh, absolutely. White House has hinted that visas may soon be disallowed. And that's what they're saying. As of now, there will be extreme vetting of all passports, Pakistan and Afghanistan, in the days to come.
Pakistan was exposed to the world back then, and it has been exposed time and again since. On 2nd May 2011, the Obama government took a crackdown on Pakistan one step further as his administration killed Osama bin Laden in an encounter at his residence in Abbottabad. And now, Donald Trump might just spin the final nail in the coffin. Is Pakistan next on Trump's immigration radar? Is the terror hub of Pakistan going to be gagged by America soon? The Trump administration has hinted that it might just put Pakistan into the list of countries under the immigration ban.
You can point to other countries that have similar problems, like Pakistan and others. Perhaps we need to take it further, but for now, immediate steps, pulling the Band-Aid off, is to do further vetting for people traveling in and out of those countries.
Travelers from Afghanistan and Pakistan are already being subjected to extreme vetting in the United States. The 7 nations currently affected by Donald Trump's immigration ban are Syria, Iran, Iraq, Libya, Somalia, Yemen and Sudan. With the world still trying to reel in on the American president's action on immigration, one thing is clear. Donald Trump is mulling over whether to include Pakistan in the fray or not. And the rogue neighbor's isolation is just an order away. Bureau Report, India Today.
As the US presidential candidate, Donald Trump had hit out at Pakistan-sponsored terror. He singled out Pakistan. He asked why was Pakistan not apologizing for hiding a terrorist like Osama bin Laden.
And now, as they mull the plan to ban the entry of Pakistanis into the US, Islamabad, understandably, is extremely jittery.
The Congress and the Obama administration identified as being the 7 countries that were most identifiable with dangerous terrorism taking place in their country. Now, you can point to other countries that have similar problems, like Pakistan and others.
Pakistan could be next on US President Donald Trump's target. The Trump administration's decision has sent jitters across Pakistan. Meanwhile, the Tehreek-e-Insaf chief Imran Khan has said that Pakistan could become financially independent if the visa restrictions are in place. He believes that the move would help Pakistanis develop their own country. He also hinted towards an Iran-like response of not allowing Americans in their land. And it's not just Trump administration's latest decision. Recently, Trump's Indian-American campaigner Shalabh Kumar had said that President Trump will be tough on Pakistan.
Trump administration sees India as a crucial partner and is going to call out Pakistan if it misbehaves.
Pakistan has a lot to worry about, given Trump's statement on Islamabad in the past.
US President Donald Trump has repeatedly hit out at Pakistan-sponsored terror, especially after one of the world's most wanted terrorists, Osama bin Laden, was found at Abbottabad, very close to Pakistan Military Academy, Kakul. He said Pakistan is semi-unstable. Their problem is that they have nuclear weapons. This was made in 2016. Again, in March 2016, he said another radical Islamic attack in Pakistan, at least 67 dead. And this was the attack in Lahore. In September 2015, he singled out Pakistan to say probably the most dangerous country in the world. The only country that can check Pakistan is India, and that is very significant when it comes to the future of India-US relations. But that's not all. When Osama bin Laden was killed, he said, when will Pakistan apologize for providing sanctuary to Osama bin Laden? For 6 years after the attack at 9/11. So singled out Pakistan for being a state sponsor of terror and targeting the United States of America. So is it now time to extend this ban on Pakistan? We have an action-packed panel. Let's cut across to Pakistan. Fawad Chaudhry, a political analyst, he joins us from Pakistan. With us is also Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed from Pakistan. Welcome on the show, gentlemen. General Shankar Prasad, he's fought the Kargil wars, was Director General Infantry. He joins us on the show. Tariq Fateh, a well-known voice now in India, he joins us on the show. He understands Pakistan well. Krishna Sagar Rao represents the Bharatiya Janata Party, the ruling party in the government. He represents the party on the show. But first question to you, Colonel Shafqat Saeed, is it now time, sir, to ban Pakistanis until Pakistan stops being a global sponsor of terror?
Gaurav, thanks to this modernity in this system, otherwise the tape that you are running of that American that uttering word Pakistan, countries like Pakistan would have worn out. You have played it so much in this last 5 minutes.
What?
And you are so happy about it. I wonder if you realize that electioneering is different than running the government.
Yeah,
you would be disappointed that except for whatever he is saying, Mr. Trump, he would not live up to your expectations.
Well, he pretty much has done what he promised on the election trail, Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed. And if indications are to be believed, you are going to be country number 8. And pretty soon, it's not going to be very long.
You would be disappointed.
Well, people sneered at Donald Trump initially when he said there would be an immigration ban. And look what he's done now. The start has been made. And don't forget what he said about Pakistan even on the campaign trail, where he said that you are the single biggest global sponsor of terror. He's made it very clear where he stands vis-a-vis Pakistan.
He wanted to please Indian diaspora. That he has done. He cannot do anything in this region without Pakistan. Pakistan is his right hand, and you tell me why.
Tariq Fateh, is that the ground reality, that there may be words, but on ground America will do nothing because they want that Karachi access. As long as they're in Afghanistan, they can do nothing in Pakistan.
You know, these guys in Pakistan are delusional. I don't know what they smoke. The point is, they've got Dr. Afridi. You think a person like Donald Trump is going to let them off the hook by them holding on to Afridi as a hostage? These guys, the Pakistanis, when he says extreme vetting, he doesn't spell it with a V, he spells it with a W, and he means that the Pakistanis are vetting in an extreme way. You need to understand, you're dealing with mercenaries and a country that's become a concubine. Whoever pays, they go to work for them. They have no ideology. China can ban Islam and they will still respond happily because their entire focus is a military-industrial complex that will sell the country for anything.
Fawad Chaudhry, in fact, leaders within your own country, why do you even need a Donald Trump when you already have Imran Khan suggesting that this will be the best idea to have this travel ban on Pakistanis to stop their entry from America?
Well, first, you see, it's really discouraging to see that the country of Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru is now being swayed by the ideology of Donald Trump and Tariq Fateh. This itself is something shameful for people of India and the Indian media that
what are you talking about?
Like Trump and Tariq Fateh to idealize. And obviously in Pakistan and everywhere in the world, we are sorry about you and we are sorry about the narrative.
Sir, you're talking about everything except Pakistan, perhaps being the 8th country.
Can you please answer the question?
Can you answer the question, sir?
It's anti-sanity. The ideology of Trump is anti-Muslim, anti-sanity,
and he's
anti-everyone. He's anti-immigrants.
Then don't go there, begging on all fours. Why do you line up at the US Embassy in Islamabad?
And this is an ideology that's
why do you go there? You hate America, but you want to go there for your kids.
It's
insanity
F-16 insane ideology. I mean, instead of feeling shame on that, there are people who are feeling proud on that.
No, but wait, Krishna Sagar, would you like to comment on this? Why make this false equivalence between the action against people who are importing terror into America and Muslims in general. You're branding. So you have Mr. Fawad Chaudhry saying he's anti-Muslim, whereas what Donald Trump is saying today, we will not allow people who carry out terror attacks into our country.
Now, first things first, I think when you asked, is Pakistan going to be next? It has to be naturally next. There is no other way. If Trump has to live up to the expectations of his voters and his nationals, when he has gone about the entire country stating that he is going to eliminate ISIS, when he said he is going to make America great again, make America safe again, how is he going to make it without having to stomp off Pakistan? I think Pakistan happens to be a double-edged snake. It's a double-headed snake. It crawls both ways. It fights the terrorist battles along with USA and says that we are fighting the battles with you and gets paid for it. Then it's a paid mercenary. And on the other side, it trains, it equips, and it acts as an ideologue and a guide, arms, equips, and executes
all
military,
terrorists, absolutely.
Executes terror strikes.
And shouldn't then Pakistan have been one of the 7 countries? Shouldn't Pakistan have been very high on Donald Trump's list?
Gaurav, I have one point to make. See, it hasn't even started yet. You have to watch Trump. This is just about 6 days now. Now, what he has enacted is an order which has been passed as an act in 2015 by Obama. And 2016 he has added 2 more. So the 7 countries which we're talking now is not what Trump has. Trump has only extended a visa waiver program to a ban.
Okay, Shafqat Saeed, would you like to respond?
Wait till the terror countries like North Korea and especially Pakistan coming onto the list very soon.
Okay, Shafqat Saeed, would you like to respond to that? And then we also get in Lieutenant General Shankar Prasad.
I would tell you that Mr. Trump is taking his time and he would be in rhythm with whatever he has been saying in his electioneering. And as he feels the presidency, he would come to his senses. He has already been embarrassed by the
I think you should come to your
of
senses, Colonel.
Sir, I think,
it's about
you
time the
haven't got
honeymoon
the
is
memo.
over.
He is the president now.
There is further, you don't see that resistance that he is facing from the American public.
What?
Sir, he has won the elections. He's won the elections. But the bigger point, General Shankar Prasad, Pakistan is a state sponsor of terror, is well known. But the bigger point that we're making here, it's also a nuclear Walmart. People across the world, when they're denied nuclear technology, they go to Pakistan. So what is it that Trump needs to do to put his action in, his words into action at this stage? General Shankar Prasad.
The first thing he has to do is to translate what he wants to do for America, which is America first, and therefore for us, India first. The security of our own country is primary to us, just as it is primary to President of the United States. And therefore, whatever he says and changes his stance pre-election and post-election, having occupied the position of the most powerful man in the world, he today has categorically stated that he has to fight terrorism, which is the enemy of not only India in particular, but the entire world with nuclear capabilities. I think time has come, and I think it's sooner than later you will find Pakistan being identified as a nation that supports terrorism. And that is visible quite clearly on the horizon.
That is well known. Where do India and America come together when it comes to taking on Pakistan-sponsored terror, Tariq Fateh? Do you see the 2 countries coming together, common interests in taking on Pakistan terror?
It's not just the 2 countries. There will be 3 countries involved in this: Russia, United States, and India. China could be, but China is not a democracy.
Russia swinging on the other side.
No, it's not that. Russia is there recruiting Pakistani colonels to do their dirty job. You think the Russians have interest in Pakistan? The Russians are smart enough. They are a people. They're not employees of a major corporation called the United States of America. The Russians have a history of hundreds of years. They're proud people, and they will not allow the 20% of the Muslim population to be contaminated by crackpots from Pakistan going over there, spreading jihadi. They have gone to Pakistan primarily to recruit. Anybody can recruit a Pakistani major or a colonel or even a general. They are for hire. There absolutely no. I mean, I'm so glad to see this colonel. This colonel tells me that India is safe. If that's the standard of Indian Pakistani colonels, we don't have to worry about anything.
Okay, Shafqat Saeed, clearly you're very amused, so you would want to get a word in at this point.
He doesn't deserve an answer. Whatever he is saying, I would not like to get in this match with him. He always utter whatever is put in his mouth. I'm sorry, he's not speaking his heart out. He can't.
I can.
I don't want
what
to
more do you
reply.
want?
Whatever he's saying is nonsense.
It's a bankrupt army. It's people who rape
Look at
their
him.
own citizens. Yeah, I mean, you've got
He always
100,000
plays
Bangladeshi women raped by your honorable
what he's
soldiers.
saying.
You're bombing
I don't know
Balochistan.
what makes
You're
him
occupying
worthy of
Baltistan.
coming on a
It's a
channel
bunch
like
of
yours.
shameless people.
Okay, Krishna Sagar Rao wants to come in. Yes, Krishna Sagar Rao.
See, Padmaja, basically, if you look at it, US is a sovereign nation, as General said, we are a sovereign nation, and India first is what we look at. So if America is going to take few steps ahead towards looking at this subcontinent, and if they want to change the foreign policy or their overall macro strategy in terms of their military and otherwise foreign policy, then I think India should take few more steps even prior to being asked. Because if we don't do that, then we'll not be able to corner Pakistan. See, as you said, what should India do? India has to up the ante, because we have Bangladesh, we have Sri Lanka, we have Afghanistan, we have everybody around complaining on Pakistan, because Pakistan is playing rogue with everyone, not just India.
Absolutely.
So I think we have to work on plotting the entire Southeast Asian
May I make a
subcontinent
suggestion?
strategy,
General Shankar Prasad wants to make a
geopolitical
point.
strategy.
General Shankar Prasad.
Go on, Jalal Prasad.
Yeah, I just want to carry that dialogue a little further. This is the right time for India to see that the Americans support our point of view and declare it a terrorist state.
Yes.
The point we need to really work on is how can we get closer to America? What is American interest in India? Today there is a great amount of defense cooperation going on between the two countries, and defense industry is a major industry which they want to revive. There's a lot of talk about making in India with American companies. If we can progress that, the Americans would be more closer to India than ever before. And therefore, what started with Mr. Bush and carried on somewhat Mr. Obama, if carried on sincerely with great effort from India, the dialogue between America and India would go closer in the interest of America, in the interest of India. And that is the only way we can force Americans in their own interest, in our interest, to isolate Pakistan and declare it as a terrorist state.
Pakistan should be declared a terrorist state, not just by India, but as you rightly pointed out, India should take the lead in this. Let's get regional countries, like they boycotted SARC in Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh. Let's also get more countries on board. Colonel Shafqat Saeed, you should be a very worried man. Your country should be very worried, because globally, you're being ostracized.
No, we are not.
You're being
We will
ostracized.
fail in this. We are not at all worried. We are not at all worried, because there is nothing that you can prove. You are yourself biggest sponsor of the terrorism, and you are the one who is responsible for the whole mess in subcontinent.
You got Allah on your
Look
side.
at what you are doing in Kashmir, Mizoram and Nagaland.
We're just now talking about what Donald Trump is doing to Pakistan or intending to do with Pakistan. Can your stuck gramophone record get off Kashmir, sir?
Very soon
Can we talk about how Pakistan is reacting? There is nervousness in Pakistan.
For this.
And Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed, you already have an extreme vetting of your nationals going on in the United States. Now the US is going to take the next step forward. What is this proof that you're asking for? You already have the new US president speaking about how you gave shelter to Osama bin Laden, how there were multiple terror strikes planned from Pakistani soil, how you continue to harbor known terror organizations. He's not asking you for proof, Lieutenant Colonel Saeed.
Long ago, before that.
Sir, he was living barely 200 meters from Pakistan Military Academy in Kakul. He was living in Abbottabad. Without the knowledge of your Pakistan army, then you should disband ISI and Pakistan military intelligence.
Gaurav, I have a point to make here. The general there can be saying that, you know, I don't find anything wrong and we are not worried. They'll be only worried if they get back onto that list which they were removed from in 1993. They were on the list of state-sponsored terrorist countries. And 1993, when they promised to be an ally of United States to fight the war against terrorism, and then for that particular geopolitical reasons, when US adopted them, that is when that, you know, now today they don't worry. But when they get onto that list, they will worry, because all the money with which they make the rotis and chicken will be gone.
And
because all the everyday meal program which America is giving them will be gone once they are on the list. And now let me tell you, whether it is the attack on NATO, whether it is the attack on Kabul, on the US Embassy. All these have been rooted directly there. See, the Haqqani network today, supported by ISIS, CIA clearly knows it.
Oh,
I mean, who
absolutely.
doesn't
In
know
fact,
what's happening in Pakistan?
A quick break at this stage, gentlemen, and Padmaja, just a quick break at this stage. When we come back, we will talk about a Pakistani fingerprint in some of the biggest terror attacks across the world. In India, in Afghanistan, in United States of America, even in Scandinavia, where they were plotting terror attacks. That story.
Welcome back. The big focus today is Pakistan going to be country number 8 to be on the ban list, as citizens will not be allowed inside the United States. The indications certainly point in that direction. From 9/11 to 26/11, this is why it is happening. Pakistan's fingerprints have been found on some of the biggest terror attacks across the world. From India to the US, its own neighbors, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, the world has not only hit out at Pakistan-sponsored terror, but has also repeatedly urged Pakistan to crack down.
But the bigger story, will India take the first step? India wants the United States to take that big step, but what will India do? Now, when we talk about Pakistan-sponsored terror, we're looking at 26/11, we're looking at 9/11, we're looking at Pakistan-sponsored terror in Bangladesh, the attack on the Indian embassy in Kabul, the attack on US resources in Afghanistan, all when Pakistan was taking resources from the United States of America. So what's the next step going to be? Let's take a look at Pakistani fingerprints across the world.
Hapless shrieks of innocence. Unending Pakistan. Not once, not twice, the world has lost count just how many times global terror and Pakistan have stood synonymous. From Lashkar-e-Taiba to the Jaish-e-Mohammed and from Al-Qaeda to the Taliban, terror groups have either bred on Pakistan's soil or received aid from its insidious military. Let's never forget that the world's biggest terrorist and Al-Qaeda founder Osama bin Laden was found and killed on Pakistani soil, where he lived a protected life. The 2008 Mumbai terror attacks, which led to the loss of 166 lives, was spearheaded by the Pakistani Lashkar-e-Taiba. The Indian embassy was bombed in Kabul. Again, the trail led to Pakistan's ISI. In the worst terror attack in the United States, the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center were attacked by Al-Qaeda terrorists on the 11th of September 2001. The ringleader of hijackers was revealed to have been funded by an ISI agent. On the 2nd of December 2015, 14 people were killed in a mass shooting at Inland Regional Center in California. The perpetrators were US citizens of Pakistani descent. American journalist Daniel Pearl was kidnapped and murdered by Pakistani terrorists in February 2002. The links have always been totally clear. Pakistan's fingerprint on global terror has long been established and exposed. And now it won't be long before its attempts to stifle peace and security perhaps come to an end. Bureau Report, India Today.
So Pakistani fingerprint on global terror, including Padmaja, at a failed terror attack in Scandinavia. They were plotting a terror attack in Denmark. This is how much Pakistani state, Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed are involved in terror attacks across the world. And this is the question, Colonel Shafqat Saeed, if you can explain to us, Quetta Shura, Lashkar-e-Taiba, Al-Qaeda, Haqqani network, why are all terror groups based in Pakistan?
Their existence is alleged to be based in Pakistan by you, your channels, your media and your government.
It's like God.
If that was the case, that they exist in Pakistan, let me answer, please, Gaurav, you don't let me speak. You ask me a question, when I give you answer, please listen to that. And if they existed in Pakistan, why would the Western countries, all of them, and United States continue to support Pakistan and stay alongside Pakistan in its war on terror? Why is that they have common goals and they still continue like that? And
we'll let Lieutenant General Shankar Prasad come in on that. Is that what makes Pakistan so smug all the time, Lieutenant General Shankar Prasad? Because they know that even though Pakistan is this ticking time bomb, strategically it's still needed. And how can this dependence be slowly phased out, if at all?
You see,
I tell you that you would have,
You see, this is the point, and this is where we need to look at Mr. Trump.
Once Mr. Trump cannot live up to his words that he has uttered in his
Lieutenant Colonel Saeed, let Mr. Trump speak for himself for now. Can you please let Lieutenant General Shankar Prasad talk?
Yeah, Padma, this is the first time that the President of the United States has made it very clear in no uncertain terms. Even earlier, Hillary Clinton had said that you put a snake in your backyard and feed it with milk, it will come and bite you in your own home. And that is exactly what is happening in Pakistan today. Here is the President, while his foreign policy as an overall issue may be having some contradictions, maybe he's changing his stance now and then, but the fact of the matter is this, that today he's come out clearly that Pakistan and the 7 other states whom he has banned already, and Pakistan is going to be banned in next couple of hours, is there to stay. Why Pakistan was being supported was because of different reasons. All of us know that. We don't have to go into details of that. The fact today is this, that Pakistan has been recognized by the entire world, including Mr. Trump, as a state that sponsors terrorism and is a threat to the world peace. And he is going to ensure that Pakistan is segregated and isolated in this matter. Now therefore, we in India should be concerned about it more than anybody else. And we are here with Americans on a certain amount of strategic dialogue. And that is where we must insist that Pakistan is not only amongst the 7 or the 8 countries that are going to be labeled with terrorism, but also sanctions against them, sanctions against their nuclear activity, and to isolate them in the United Nations Security Council.
Why doesn't it happen on ground, Tariq
that
Fateh?
not only it's a terrorist state, it's a terrorist rogue state with nuclear weapons.
Absolutely, it's a rogue state with nuclear weapons. Donald Trump has said that, but why don't we see action against Pakistan on ground, Tariq Fateh?
Because the Pakistani diaspora in the United States and the Pakistani diplomats outmatch the Indians 1 to 10. Whereas the Pakistani diplomats are committed like warriors over there, our diplomats over there are building careers and finding admissions for the sons.
That is not true. I have seen our diplomats work extremely hard.
Just a second. There are 400 Pakistanis working on Congress and 2 Pakistanis working in the White House. Pakistanis got the Assistant Secretary of State with a huge scandal with State Department papers in a hotel destined for Islamabad. What stopped India to declare Pakistan to be a terrorist state?
Okay, we'll let Krishna Sagar Rao take that.
To subcontract it to the United States.
Krishna Sagar Rao.
Pakistan attacked Mumbai, and you went to Pakistan to say, "Humne kisne mara hai?" What sort of a country has no dignity that it cannot hit back?
Okay, Krishna Sagar Rao.
See, there is a difference. If a dog bites, you don't bite it back. We are a graceful democracy. We are a mature democracy, and we don't do knee-jerk reactions, and we are not warmongers. But we cannot underestimate. Nobody can estimate.
Hit that dog.
No.
Why does our political leadership hesitate?
So that is why it's partly fact. What Dr. Fateh is saying is that for 66 long years, a lame dunk government, despite having full numbers in both the houses, has run this country and made it half impotent. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, but why blame a government? There was an attack on the Indian Parliament and there was no reaction from your government at that point of time.
Please understand, Gaurav, that the diplomacy by Vajpayee ji and diplomacy today by Narendra Modi ji is giving results. Because just imagine, during Vajpayee's term is when we had the Mr. Saeed's head for $10 million. LET got disbanded. Then they renamed it as JUD. Now what I'm saying is, we did succeed, but we did fall short.
Yes.
Gaurav, let me complete.
But Mr. Modi went back with a strategic deep strike.
We did fall short of declaring it as a terrorist state, but we are only 2 years now. So Modi ji is using both carrot and stick approach, and he has exhausted the carrot approach. That is when the strikes happened across the border. Now wait and watch for the next 2.5 years as to what will happen, because Modi ji is much more decisive leader than the Trump, and Pakistan has figured it out. Please understand, there is no retaliation from Pakistan after we have crossed the border and hit them. Till now, they are scared of Narendra Modi ji's decisive leadership. India is not just the same country anymore.
Okay, General Shankar Prasad.
Padma, the point that I want to make is this. The American allied forces went into Iraq because of weapons of mass destruction there. And they went because of WMD. And even though they were not found, the Iraqis were eliminated and all that was done, which we're very much aware. Today, the entire world, and Mr. Trump knows it best, that a nuclear state with terrorism as its primary objective, time has come for the allied forces and led by American and Mr. Trump to destroy the weapons of mass destruction in Pakistan. They must take same action in Pakistan.
But that's the bogey Pakistan plays each time.
Matter.
That is Pakistan's bogey each time.
The point is this.
You need to disintegrate Pakistan by giving Balochistan an independent status and a government in exile based in Delhi. This does not cost you anything. We don't need to invade Pakistan. We need to just cut off the string that holds it together, and it's Balochistan and Sindh.
We don't want to do it. Let the Americans do it.
Gilgit is part of why should America fight your war? Why should America fight our war, General Shankar Prasad? Why should America fight our war? Why shouldn't India take decisive steps?
Because he's a nuclear...
See,
what stops the government from declaring Pakistan a terrorist state?
See, Gaurav, that's what I just said now. As I said, I think we have a mindset which we should accept. There's nothing wrong with that. That we will find a natural solution and we showcase our patience and say that's our valor. But I think the world isn't the same today. People don't respect patience. They consider it as weakness. So Modi ji has figured that out. And we have the strategy to teach a lesson to Pakistan. We already taught. If they shoot one missile, we are doing 100. Rajnath Singh ji has said several times that at the border, the infiltrations have been reduced. At the border, the firing has been reduced. Now the Kashmir is peaceful.
Even
the stone pelting has been reduced. The demonetization was one of the strategies.
We don't talk about it, but demonetization destroyed Pakistan.
But Fateh ji, I think he is so right that this particular state doesn't have a soul. It sells its body and soul for a price. So it's a parasite and it knows how to sell itself. We cannot compete and outdo it by selling our soul and body to some other country to save us. We have to do it ourselves. We have to isolate this country and then let America take its own decision. Otherwise, I don't think we should wait for America to do its thing. I don't think it's easy for America to do it until unless we don't do anything.
But there is a difference now, and the fact is that both sides, India and the United States, have made their intent clear when Donald Trump, who came in for a lot of flack for this executive order, said that the safety of Americans comes first. And this is the first time perhaps that he's made it clear that even at the risk of facing criticism, Lieutenant Colonel Shafkat Saeed, he is going to go ahead. When you have the likes of Afghanistan saying that please act against Pakistan, they are a hotbed of terror. This is not even the US, this is your own neighbor who is saying save us from this nest of vipers.
Whatever you do, ma'am, whatever you do, you cannot hide your problems. You cannot shove.
Sir, we are not saying anything. We are not saying anything. It is Afghanistan which is saying it. It is the US which is saying it.
Another joke of the time.
What is India's problem?
You say that whatever you are saying is just to hide Kashmir, hide your problems of Mizoram.
Kashmir, you're occupying it and selling it to China. You become a shopkeeper. You got 50,000 Chinese troops destroying the population of Baltistan. Shame on you for selling Baltistan to China.
Pakistan would have long been obliterated from the map of the world.
It is. 1971 it was. The country Pakistan is now called Bangladesh. Pakistan is today called Bangladesh. This is just what is left over.
It has come to almost nil, and that is disappointing for you.
No, Shafkat Saeed, explain this to us. Explain this to us. Whether it is Shafkat Saeed, sir, hear me out. Whether it's a Lashkar-e-Taiba, whether it's a Jaish-e-Mohammed, whether it's a Quetta Shura, a Haqqani network, do we expect Pakistan to crack down on terror that's aimed at India and terror that's aimed at Afghanistan and US forces in Afghanistan in the weeks and months to come?
Look, I can talk about hypothetical things to any extent, but once it comes to hitting, what should Pakistan hit on? There is nothing like that existing in Pakistan.
Get out of Balochistan.
What was Zarb-e-Azb all about?
It does not exist on ground. What should we strike on?
Yeah, you made all the terrorists go to ISIS. That's what Zarb-e-Azb was. All the Chechens, Uzbeks, you gave them an air corridor to go to Damascus. Who are you fooling? Zarb-e-Azb was a fraud. You killed the Pashtuns and you let the Uzbeks go. What a disgraceful people you are.
And what are we even talking about, Lieutenant General Shankar Prasad, at a time when Lieutenant Colonel Shafkat Saeed is saying that there is no terror outfit to act against? You've got people openly asking for donations for the Lashkar right outside a mosque after Friday prayers. This is well documented. You've got Hafiz Saeed marching through the heart of their main cities, preaching jihad against India. And this gentleman here says there is no terror outfit. What should we act against?
Hafiz Saeed is the Prime Minister of Pakistan, whether you like it or not. These are just pawns on the chessboard.
Shaukat has got nothing to say today. Padma, Shaukat has nothing to say today except hide his face, and therefore is going on blabbering. The point is time has come when sooner than later, within a few hours, Pakistan is going to be one amongst the 8 countries which are going to be banned from immigration into Pakistan, into America. The point is very clear. Even today, the citizens of Pakistan have great difficulty in getting in and getting out of America. And once this, Shaukat Saab, you have nothing to say today. That the position today is very clear, and we are talking about the United States President dictate.
Problem for America, not for Pakistan.
Forget about you and me. I'm talking about Mr. President of the United States.
Should India also have restrictions on Pakistanis coming into this country? If America says America first, they want to protect their nationals. It's not against Muslims. That's exactly what Donald Trump says. It's against terrorists. India should do the same. Extreme vetting of anyone who comes from Pakistan. Nobody like a David Coleman Headley who's a Pakistani with an American passport.
See, I cannot speak for the government, I can speak for the party, but party certainly feels that the government needs to act, and we are very confident the Prime Minister will make decisive steps towards restricting Pakistan's movements. But having said that, please understand, this is out of politics, analytically, as a strategist I'm telling you, that I don't think naturally America is going to list Pakistan as 8th. I don't think. It is not happening. Because until unless it finds an alternate geopolitical partner, if not an ally, as a partner, until unless they find India as a reliable partner, they will not desert or dump Pakistan. Pakistan has a history, right from Taliban to Al-Qaeda, to ISIS, to JKLF, to
India
LET,
and America,
LEO,
we are allies. But America says we don't take enough risks.
Just a second. We are not allies.
See, Gaurav, we are not allies.
No, we are strategic partners.
No. That's a trade. Let me add one thing.
We are only trade partners. We are not allies because we are a NAM member.
Yeah.
Now we cannot be allies. I'm not proposing that we should be allies to fight American wars. But what I'm saying is, if India stands on its feet and fights its own issues on terrorism, and it shows the decisiveness that it can be a leader in the subcontinent to fight China, then US will find a partner to fight everybody who, strategically.
Let me add why he's right.
If we don't stand up.
One reason why it will not be 8. Extreme vetting means that United States of America weeds out all the crackpots who are today attempting to get in the United States because the other countries have stopped. Pakistan manufactures artificial identities for its ISI generals. If you are Khalid Muhammad, you could become Arif Khan, and overnight your birth certificates, your degrees are manufactured.
Doesn't leave traces.
Doesn't leave traces. So the only place on earth where this can happen is Iran, Somalia and Pakistan. The 3 countries where the state is sponsoring fraud. Now, once you have extreme vetting, then this Khalid Khan who went there as Arif Khan is going to have to show who his mother and father are. And within half an hour of interrogation, it will fall apart. The people who are genuine will get through. The people who are crooks, and most Pakistanis who live over there hate America, but they're not terrorists. But most of the illegitimate people infiltrating the US are there as ISIS operators, but with clean records. They go in as dental surgeons. They're actually ex-army intelligence officers with new IDs. Extreme vetting is how America will catch them. If they ban, then there's no coming out.
And Shafkat Saeed, if Pakistan is such a great friend of the United States and everyone is above board, then what explains the extreme vetting that even now you are being subjected to?
The Chief of Staff already spoken about Pakistan just yesterday.
Say again.
What explains the extreme vetting that your people are already being subjected to? Whether you are put on the travel ban is a thing for the future that you're not even willing to accept. Tell us, why are Pakistanis being subjected to this extreme vetting?
I will ask some American to tell you that. How would I know that? Why Americans are doing it?
I will spell it out for you. It is because they think that extremist elements are coming in from Pakistan into the US. That is the precise reason why.
Why else?
They're not vetting
Explain a Tahawwur Hussain Rana. Colonel Shafkat Saeed, an ex-army doctor like you are an ex-army man. Tahawwur Hussain Rana went from Pakistan to Canada and was plotting a terror attack sitting in the United States of America. That is what your country is. Or a David Coleman Headley, who's a Pakistani with an American passport, who was plotting terror attacks in India.
Who doesn't know about Headley? Headley does not qualify to stand as a witness in any court of law because he has changed his stance.
You're not a lawyer, Colonel. You're a bad colonel and a bad lawyer.
He's already convicted and he's in jail. And
yes, now at this
and
time,
Scandinavia, explain Denmark, a terror attack being plotted in Denmark by Lashkar-e-Taiba. That is how widespread Pakistan-sponsored terror is.
Toronto 18. Of the 18 terrorists that were caught, 16 were Pakistani.
Yes. Once he could not find anything.
See, Gaurav, this is not about you. This is not about you or me saying it. The NSA in 3 bulletins have clearly established that Pakistan is a state sponsor for terrorism. The US CIA bulletins have repeatedly stated Pakistan. The UK Prime Minister has openly, publicly stated. General Musharraf in his own interview has admitted that our regulars train militants and send them across the border to keep India in check. So I mean, I don't understand what he's defending.
No, I mean, Colonel Shafkat Saeed and Fawad perhaps live in a fool's paradise, but the bigger aspect is, now that Pakistan-sponsored terror is so well documented, will the world crack down on Pakistan-sponsored terror?
Absolutely, and I think the first steps have already been taken. The indication has been made very, very clear by the United States. When it happens, you'll hear it first right here on India Today. For now, thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us on this special broadcast. That will remain our focus over the next few days as well.